This is Rob Van Dam, and you're watching Cold TV. Bam.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to our very special AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door Prediction Show. I'm XLJ, the OG, joined by my partner, my brother from another mother, Mr.Broll.
How are we doing out there, world?
My heart is pumping. I'm so excited for this freaking show, man. Oh, it's going to be so great. I mean, you can see we've assembled an all-star cast with us here today. We've got our resident New Japan Pro Wrestling reporter from Pro Wrestling 60. You know him, you love him, the CDC 83. How you doing, brother?
Oh, super duper Cooper.
And he's from Earth.
Yes.
Oh, beard.
Also with us, you know him, you love him. He's got the best beard going on Wrestle Talk today. The best gout machine. How you doing, brother?
I feel amazing. My nipples are exploding with passion and grace.
Yes.
America.
And of course, you know her, you love her. She does some of the awesome figure hunts. She's a huge AEW fan. MJ, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
And finally with us, yes, the New Japan Pro Wrestling genius from Wrestle Talk. You know him, you love him. One of our favorite content creators out there, Wrestling Colin. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing really well, really excited to talk about a little Forbidden Door 2. This time it's in my hometown, my backyard of Toronto. So hoping it's going to be a banger of a show.
Oh, dude.
I think it will be.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. Because I feel like, Forbidden Door last year was phenomenal for what it was. But obviously we all know the injuries really plagued that show. But this, to me, feels like, okay, this is what this original concept should be of a Forbidden Door mega super show between AEW and New Japan.
In large part, I would agree. But because I'm a nitpicker and never satisfied, I've always got guys in the back of my mind where it's like, well, why aren't they there? As of the recording of the show, Naito's nowhere to be seen. And I was complaining pretty loudly last year of that fact, same as Kenta as well. And it looks like we're in the same boat this year. And I think the card is great. I definitely don't want to have any kind of downer energy. I'm going to the show. I'm very, very excited about it. But the only thing I'll say, as we get into the details and the nitty gritty here is a lot of the guys on the card we've seen before. In Forbidden Door, in AEW, and I, as a Japanese wrestling fan, first and foremost, I would just really love to see the AEW audience be exposed to some people who they don't kind of love already. Like they love the Tomohiro Ishiis of the world, the Minoru Suzuki's of the world, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be on the card, but I kind of want some.
We've seen
exposure.
them.
That's a valid point, but can we all agree on one thing, especially us New Japan fans? Thank God Watto's not on this card. Did I just ruin it, though, CDC? Did I just curse us? Is he going to be the mystery partner for Sting and Darby?
You said,
my!
Who shall not be spoken of's name?
I hear if you say it
you
3
better
times.
be bleeping this out.
I hear if you say it 3 times, he shows up.
Oh, God. Let nobody say his name the rest of the night.
You've got 2 more left.
This is going to be horrible. Let's get right into it, because this is a loaded card here for Forbidden Door. Got a grand total so far of 11 matches, I think is what's on this card.
Good Lord.
Right? But first and foremost, let's talk about the Owen Hart tournament is kicking off on this card, which I think this is really awesome too, especially considering like Owen's, past in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, I know you could especially appreciate that, Colin. I mean, shoot, your like avatar is pretty much like Owen Hart in New Japan.
It is Owen Hart in New Japan, actually. And I wrote, I think it was last year, it might have been the year before. I wrote a really extensive feature, actually, for a magazine called Puro Wrestle Monthly about his time in Japan. And even though he wasn't there all that long, he made a huge impact, participated in the very first Best of the Super Juniors, first Gaijin to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight belt, had crazy matches against, Liger and all those folks. So the connection with New Japan and Owen Hart is real and it is strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, appropriate, like in Canada as well, that this tournament. And I believe my understanding is, if I remember correctly, all these matches will take place in Canada, which I think that is awesome.
Yes.
Well, let's
Okay.
Maple syrup.
kick it off here in the women's side. It was announced that we are going to get Billy Starks, which I am so happy and excited for her. Going up,
She's from our neck of the woods.
yeah, she's a Hoosier, just saying. But she's going up. She's got a tough task though. She will be going up against Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena. I would anticipate this probably as part of the 0 hour or the pre.
It is. If
Did they already announced that? Okay.
yeah, if you go back on the tournament graphic, it says that it's
Little 0 hour thing on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will be a part of 0 hour.
Okay. Well, I think this is a great spot, a tremendous opportunity for a young Billy Starks. But I mean, come on, at the end of the day, I think we could probably all agree Athena's winning this.
Yeah. Be great Billy won. I love Billy. I saw her during WrestleMania weekend 2 times and was just blown away by her.
Isn't it kind of crazy? We're getting kind of a third company in this Forbidden Door because I
My
was
God.
watching GCW chants that night.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. And also, Billy's done some work. You just mentioned it, Best Gout. She was on the Joshi Pro shows. So,
well, and I mean, I know AEW ROH, Tony Khan owns it both, but still, 2 different entities, another company represented.
We got room for 4. Come on.
Yeah. And MJ, you and I were having a conversation earlier today about this card and really wishing there would be more we got 2 women's matches on the card, but it really would have been awesome if we could have got some more women representation on this. And I get it because Stardom does have a big show booked this weekend, so obviously no competitors from there. But man, I really wish we could have got a couple more women's matches on this show.
I think there was supposed to be one more.
Yes, and that didn't happen due to injury, but that's okay.
Well, with AEW's relationship with DDT Pro and whatnot, and their relationship with TJPW, I would have loved to have seen like some from there pop up, but that's not being realistic.
Yeah, but Colin, and I mean, you can best answer this too. I think with the fact New Japan being involved, I don't think they're really going to want to. New Japan will really want to bring in any other outsiders on this. Would you think?
No, New Japan doesn't do a lot of favors for other folks. And when they do, they always come out on top. They're very much WWE-esque in that way, I would say.
Yeah, I would say they do sometimes and they don't. Like, we just saw, like the Old Japan, New Japan, Noah show not too long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, though, ultimately, like New Japan's coming out on top.
Well, look at everything that's happened between those 3 companies in the last little while, right? Like Satoshi Kojima, who we'll talk about in a bit, goes over to All Japan or Noah, excuse me, and Rex House kind of finds a new lease on life very late in his career. Look what happened to Kaito Kiyomiya. That's a whole nother podcast, whether or not that was a good idea or a bad idea, all that stuff. But New Japan kind of generally historically comes out on top when it collaborates with domestic organizations. So to your point, I think there's not enough room for the both of us in this joint pay-per-view is the attitude, right?
I think that's a very fair assumption. But hey, you mentioned somebody. Let's get right into this.
Oh, gosh.
Kojima and CM Punk. Okay. Can I just say the very first thing that came to mind on this when they announced this? I was a little shocked at first, and then kind of that wore off. And then the first thing that hit me was like the CM Punk, shoot promo he did all the way back in like the early 2000s for like RF video, where he's doing an impression of like Homicide, and he's talking about Kojima lariat. That's the very first thing that popped in my crazy wrestling brain. But I'm excited. I'm actually intrigued by this. Say what you will, but I think this is kind of a bucket list match for Punk. I do think this is kind of like a safe match.
I think that's part of the problem.
Boring.
Punk wanted this, not really anybody else.
Boring.
We wanted Kenta.
Gosh darn it, we wanted Kenta.
Look, the two New Japan guys are on the same board here.
That's
so
it though. But that is the nail that you want to hit on the head here. It's that if this graphic we're looking at right now had been announced in a vacuum, I probably would have worked myself into thinking this is cool, this is good. But we all have the knowledge that in some alternate universe, it could have been Kenta, and nothing is going to live up to that. Least of all, middle-aged Satoshi Kojima, all respect, absolutely love Cozy Lariat, Bread Club, all that good stuff. But I can't. It's not for me.
But not could have been, should have been.
And another thing is, it's like, this is a foregone conclusion who's winning this matchup. I mean, geez, come on, man. Are you kidding me? Unless it's like the biggest shocker in wrestling history. But no, I mean,
Punk hurts himself against stage diving.
That could happen.
Stranger things have happened. But this may be the first ever prediction show where we started off with like 2 clean sweeps, unless anybody wants to.
Punk's winning.
Go with Kojima.
Homicide has something to say. Kojima. Punk with the lariat.
I gotta look this up now.
Yes, it's pretty epic. But the Punk's winning this. I don't know. I'm trying to talk myself into this will be a fun matchup, but like I don't know. Let's just see what happens. I mean, at least we're getting Punk in a one-on-one matchup, right?
I don't think anyone's thinking it's going to be a bad match. It's just not anything.
Well, the epicness.
If Colin hit the nail on the head, like with what this should have been, Punk and Kenta.
The epicness and the aura that would have been with Punk and Kenta's not there, so we're kind of,
Yeah, I mean there are a few wrestlers you could have put in that spot that would have, if any, that would have matched.
Maybe
like Wado.
But they could have done. There's a middle ground. There's a middle ground. I don't disagree, but there's a middle ground. What if they just threw Naito in there, right? Come up with some jerry rig, some storyline. Just throw someone who is not so past their prime, who's amazing technically. Just make us forget about Kenta. Now I can't.
Yeah. See, I was a big subscriber to MJ's theory on this of the whole Tanahashi and MJF thing, but that's not happening.
No,
she thought MJF was going to flake out, and Punk was going to take MJF's spot.
The match they should have had last year.
I'm actually surprised that Punk isn't going to be in a tag match or a trios match. I was kind of anticipating that if it wasn't going to be against Kenta, that maybe AEW was a little bit wary of ring rust with Punk, and so they were going to throw him into like a trios or a tag match. And so I was surprised to see him on a singles match that wasn't with Kenta.
Well,
do you think that means that this will be a quick one then?
I do.
Yeah.
8 minutes.
I think that's fair. I think honestly, and I mean this is no disrespect to Kojima or Punk, but I think this is kind of like a safe bet too as well for these two guys.
That's exactly what I was just
They're
saying.
not going to hurt each other.
They played it safe.
Hooray, sports! Anyway, okay. I want to talk about this one. This trios match, this 6-man tag. We've got B-roll. What are they calling themselves? The Suzuki Sex Gods or something?
Something like that.
The Suzuki.
I'll buy the shirt.
I would buy a shirt.
Gods.
Anything like with Suzuki and Sex God in the same sentence, I'm okay with.
Murder Grandpa Sex Gods.
I want someone to like drive a Suzuki and have that as a bumper sticker.
Oh, that would be great.
I want that tattooed on me.
So, we've got here Minoru Suzuki, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara teaming up to go up against Sting, Darby Allin, and a mystery opponent.
It's Naito, damn it.
If this isn't Naito, I'm going to be so fucking pissed. Like, give me Naito. I need Naito. Tony, listen to me. Papa Khan, I'm begging you. Somehow talk New Japan. Talk Naito into coming.
Yano.
And you may. Did you just say Toru Yano?
Dude,
yeah.
That would be sick. That would
I'd be down for that.
Amazing. That would be
I wanted
amazing.
him against Danhausen.
Oh my god.
That would have been epic.
Right?
My thing with this is like, who is gonna fit between, like, look at that graphic. Who's gonna fit between Sting and Darby Allin? Like, Sting and Darby Allin, obviously they have a connection, kayfabe wise and everything, but they have a really obvious aesthetic connection, a thematic connection that someone who's never seen a wrestling show in their life could tell by looking at this graphic. So who is going to go in the middle of there and look like they belong? I'm not sure,
It's a good
On that
question.
same note, I know it's going to be someone from New Japan, but as a huge Danhausen stan, I have to say, I know for a fact it's his dream trio match to be with Sting and Darby. So there's always like this part of me that's secretly hoping they're going to trio up together.
One of these days,
Danhausen.
one of these days, just a different pay-per-view.
Yes.
I
not
still
at all.
got my fingers crossed that this is where somehow or another we get ELP somewhere on the card.
I would be okay with that.
He's not.
Just because I want to go back to having another situation where him and Sting have a look off to each other and just agree that they will not grab each other's nipples this time.
What about, okay, this is wishful thinking on the part of a big fan of his, but what about Shingo Takagi? Because last Forbidden Door, him and Sting had a bit of a, okay, I respect you, you respect me kind of vibe in the ring.
I kind of already was saying that too. I feel like that
Okay.
was probably a likely scenario just because there's some familiarity there and they've, had success together already one time before. Obviously,
Right.
Hiromu didn't make it the last time. So then that's the other thought. Maybe Hiromu makes it this time. Who knows?
I want him in there somewhere that night.
Here's the thing. I feel like we're keep talking about this. I think we can kind of agree. It's number one, it's a New Japan person, of course. But number two, it's got to be somebody from Los Ingobernables. It's got to be.
Damn it, it's going to be Tsuji. Shit.
Actually, that would be awesome. I'd be actually very excited if it was Yota
I'd be okay
Tsuji.
with that.
I'd legit be very excited.
But if you had an option of any of the Los Ingobernables de Japón,
No,
I'm not going to say it.
Tsuji versus...
You know what though? You know what? Here's the thing for me. These multi-man matches, they don't really do it for me. So I almost think like, yeah, put Yota Tsuji in there. Let me get my Yota Tsuji fix, but save the likes of Naito or Hiromu for a singles match where their genius can really shine. Now, that's also a personal bias. I'm not a huge multi-man fan. If it's an actual tag match and they're tag wrestlers, that is one thing. But like the whole yo, you three guys, you're a team now. Okay, this will be a great match, right? Well, not necessarily. So,
Yeah.
I'm not normally a huge fan of them, but I do like some of these intrigue me on this card. And I think simply for the fact is it's like these dream tandems, these teams you wouldn't normally see that I find fascinating. I will say this, the reason why I'm just dead convinced this is Naito is because of Dynamite. Because Sting and Jericho had that moment. Sting whispered in Jericho's ear, and Jericho's reaction's like, oh shit. And it goes back to that incredible rivalry, which I know you love, Colin, between Naito and Jericho. That's why I feel like this is Naito.
That is a really good thread. I really like that connection because like I was alluding to before, the only way I'm going to be dissatisfied here is if they throw someone in and it doesn't feel meaningful. It feels random. It feels like a slot machine. So as long as they can make an excuse, and that's a great excuse, okay, bring on Naito.
It's a slot machine. The first thing that popped in my head was Clark Connors.
Oh God.
Oh man.
And at the time,
That wouldn't
remember,
fit at all at this point.
At the time you folks are watching this, Collision is tonight. So we're going to find out who this partner is, as well as there may be some additional matches added to this show that we're not aware of yet. I mean, because still at this time, Bullet Club has not been added to this show. So you would think.
God, is that true?
Yeah, Bullet Club is not on the show.
No Bullet Club Gold either.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're
right.
right.
No David Finley.
There's how much room do we have on this card? There's not enough
Well,
room.
and
We're going to go to 20.
There's 11 confirmed matches right now, so
I
this
also
needs to be
think
an 8-hour pay-per-view, okay? I will accept nothing less.
I also think too, are we going to see some involvement with Los Ingobernables and House of Black? Because that could very well be added.
Fuck, that'd be awesome.
I don't know.
happening.
Endless possibilities, but ultimately, who do we think's winning this matchup? I'm going to go with Sting Darby and the mystery partner, I think.
+1, yep.
Yeah, the plus.
Yeah, same here.
Same.
Sweep.
I mean, what if like the mystery partner is?
Don't say his name because. Damn it!
Shit! I said it again.
That's
We've
a
only
third
got
time
one.
now.
No, that's two. That's two.
No,
Who
Best
else
Scout
said-
said it earlier.
Oh
Ah,
no.
Now we're fucked. It's okay. Well,
I don't.
folks,
I don't
guess
know.
what?
Jericho does not like losing on back-to-back pay-per-views. But I'm still going with Sting Darby and the mystery partner.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. So. All right. Let's talk about this one, which we just saw got added off of Rampage last night. This is an interesting one to me. Adam Cole against Filthy Tom Lawler.
That was the best episode of Rampage ever.
I know, it was
cannot
pretty
wait.
good.
I am going to be just marking out having like two of like my favorite like wrestling entrance theme songs like back to back in a single match. I cannot wait.
Can someone tell me why Adam Cole is here and not challenging Sonata? Because I can't figure that one out.
Yeah, that was.
Yes, I can explain it perfectly well.
Okay.
Reasons.
Okay.
I was waiting for it. Like, yes.
I'm on rant, but I'm waiting till we get to the Sonata part.
It's
Okay,
all
fair.
It's all MJF's. It's all MJF's fault. Now, as XLJ knows, my wrestling brain has been going, and I have a interesting connection of why this match makes sense beyond the MJF part. Tom Lawler, or Filthy Tom Lawler, Team Filthy. There is a recent addition to Team Filthy by the name of a Mr. Bobby Fish.
Oh.
Now, say, I'm not gonna say who wins or loses. Say Adam
Scout
Cole
machine.
wins or whatever, and maybe Tom Lawler's doing filthy things and
Cook,
attacking him after the match, whatever, and Bobby Fish comes out. And you think he's coming out, maybe, it's kind of like, like you don't know what's going on. Because I'll be honest, I was not aware that he was part of Team Filthy until I looked it up. But that's just me. So most people are probably generally going to think he's there for Adam Cole. Well, then, so Bobby Fish joins in on attacking Adam Cole. Then you get the return of Kyle O'Reilly. And you think, well, he's there to make the save for Adam Cole. And there's that moment, we all see it in wrestling, where there's that pause. And then he jumps in on attacking Adam Cole too. Boom. Adam Cole is instantly a bigger baby face.
And Red Dragon's back together.
And Red Dragon's back
Tony
together.
Khan.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm leaving this prediction show, and good night.
I will say, I would love to see some more Team Filthy representation, even if they're not in the match, just to be like, cornermen or something like that. Like, I think it'd be cool to see Kratos out there. I think it'd be cool to see Royce Isaacs. Like, just give me any of the Team Filthy out there just as cornermen or just to come out with them at some point.
That would be pretty cool.
I need some oxygen or some water after explaining all that.
I feel like the one thing I will say with this matchup, like
Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper. I will say this. I feel like, man, I just hope Tom, like with the concussions with Adam Cole and stuff, that's the one thing that kind of scares me about this matchup. I mean, because Tom Lawler is stiff as hell. So, ultimately, at the end of the day, though, I mean, it's got to be Adam Cole, baby, winning.
It's all about the boom.
Adam Cole, baby.
MJ?
We need some controversy.
Someone say Tom Lawler.
I am not the one who's going to provide said.
There ain't no bed of roses.
I think. Oh God, I might get a beer during this one. If I'm going to be totally honest with you, I'm underwhelmed by this particular matchup. So there's your controversy. I'm being a negative Nancy about this one.
I can understand that. I
thought it was a joke.
I can understand.
I can look at it at the scope of when you think about it, because let's face facts. Look at where Adam Cole's position is in AEW. Look where Tom Lawler's position is in New Japan. I mean, we're talking main event against curtain jerker. I'm sorry, and I love you, Tom Lawler. I love you. Don't beat the piss out of me.
Yeah.
Just say
You don't want to meet him in a dark alley.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I would like to see them do more with Tom now that kind of like strong, like weekly tapings aren't really happening anymore. Just, I don't know. I don't know how you incorporate him in more often, but I would like to see him more active in New Japan in some fashion.
Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, I think it's a cool moment for him that he's getting a marquee matchup on this show. And I think it's cool that he's going up against Adam Cole. But, I mean, it is what it is.
It's great for him. It's a huge opportunity. And I get the sense, every single one of us here likes Tom Lawler, but it's almost for me it's almost like the Kenta discussion. Not quite, because nothing was obviously confirmed. But in my mind, I actually really wanted Adam Cole to be the one to face Sonata.
That would have been magnificent.
And I can't get that out of my head. And I know we're about to get to this in a few minutes, but the Sonata matchup we did get, I'm just like, how did this square peg fit in this round hole? I'm not sure.
There was a dartboard involved, I think.
I think you're right.
Well, up next, we've got another multi-man matchup as we are getting the BCC teaming up with Shota Yuma and Takeshita going up against the Elite with Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii. Boy, this is random.
Yeah. Can someone explain why Tomohiro Ishii is like on this team? Like, is there a real reason,
Yes,
or is it
because of Eddie?
I can explain it. It's
okay.
It's a real simple reason. It's not too complicated. The reason why Tomohiro is here is because reasons.
Oh, it's the dartboard again, right?
I was not going to.
Honestly, they had like one of the best matches last year during 0 Hour was Kingston versus Ishii.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
So good. That should have been main card. It was that good. But
no, that was great.
Wasn't
I
that
love
at all?
ETE, but I kind of feel like they could have.
Oh yeah, that was all out. Sorry.
Still, it was a great matchup.
It was still a 0 Hour.
And that's kind of where we get from this. Yeah, you're right. It was still 0 Hour.
It was supposed to be at Forbidden Door, though, but I think Eddie was in trouble.
No, Eddie was in trouble. Ishii was hurt, I thought. Maybe. Who knows? But anyways, that was last year. We're talking this year.
Eddie was on the card. Sorry.
That's all good. But, I mean, yeah, I think that's where the respect was from, like, Ishii and Kingston battling with one another. But just Kingston with the Elite, it doesn't feel right. And I love the Elite. I love Kingston, but it's just kind of like, huh?
Yeah, but at the same time, what are you going to do? Throw Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa in there?
Yes, damn it. That's what they should have done. I need more Brandon Cutler and Nakazawa on my TV. I need that baby oil, man. I need it.
Could have just put Kota Ibushi in the match.
That's coming soon, I think.
Oh boy.
Or even again, still, I mean, if they want to play on some old former Bullet Club members too, throw ELP in there. Reach the hand out to someone else that maybe is kind of like on the cusp with them still. I don't know, but it's just like I don't care about the Kingston individually. I don't care about the Tomohiro individually. But yeah, with the Elite just seems odd.
Yeah.
Odd, weird.
Yeah. For some reason, when I knew it was when Eddie was going to be with him, though, I knew that Tomohiro Ishii was the fifth man.
But to be fair, also, I feel like Konosuke Takeshita feels out of place in this other lineup, though, too. So
wouldn't it just make infinitely more sense, though, instead of Ishii, if they had oh my gosh, this is a great time to have a brain fart. Shota's contemporary, Ren Narita, on the other side, because you've got Shota, you've got Ren. That's a ready-made, prepackaged rivalry. Like American wrestling, they just have to include Tomohiro Ishii. It's like in the contract somewhere in very fine print. Like Tomohiro Ishii must wrestle. He must be part of the card. I feel like at this point, there just seems like there's some more obvious narrative choices for this.
Yeah, I think it boils down to that. Eddie basically said he was picking who the fifth man was,
right?
And he even said he goes, I may not. how do you say it? I may not like this man, but I like him a hell lot more than I like you guys.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, but he
respect
he
him, yeah.
said that because the partner, because it's wrestling, it's contrived, right? So he could have said anything. He just said that because it was Tomohiro Ishii. He could have easily said, "Oh, you think you can bring in like the new hot thing from New Japan, and he's gonna run us over?" Well, we might disagree on who the new hot thing is. And Shota, you got your hands full, and bring out Render. Like it's pro wrestling. They could do anything. He could say anything. So
True story.
It just, I don't know. Feels random. The Blackpool Combat Club team is insane. Like those 5 gentlemen. I mean, they're going to get very little ring time because there's 5 of them, obviously. But they're just incredible. The talent that's packed into that graphic is nuts.
There's some bad Mamo Jammas over there.
I'm a big Shota
I love Shota.
mark.
Oh my God.
Quite frankly. So any Shota is good Shota to me, even if he has to share the ring with 9 other guys.
Yeah. I mean, I know we need to, get down to picking a winner, but I will say that there is also a connection with the Ishii, with the 6-man never openweight champion when they won
the
a Blackpool Combat Club as well.
Yeah.
Wait, we've been picking winners?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I don't know. God dang it, Steve Easy. I love you, buddy. I don't know. I could see either team win, but to me, I'm gonna go with the team that's like, in my opinion, more badass. And I love you, Hangman. I'm sorry, but I'm going with the BCC. I think that tandem's gonna win this.
They're stacked. I think they have to win. It's disgusting how stacked that team is.
Yeah. And ultimately what I want is, a blood and guts with the elite in full force. And that's where the elite will get their revenge, because there will be a returning Kota Ibushi teaming with the Bucks, Hangman, and Kenny at Blood and Guts. Mark my words.
I feel like that's what's going to happen.
Oh, him.
In
Okay, I gotta ask though. So was it pretty much unanimous Blackpool Combat Club?
Yes. Oh my
All
God.
right.
I was hoping this would be more decisive.
Okay. All right. Well, here, let's try this real quick. Who's eating the pin?
Oh, that's good. Okay.
But no, skate to catch now.
I'm gonna say one of the Bucks or Eddie.
I almost feel like not Eddie, especially with him going to the G1. They don't want to make him look weak right before he goes.
Yeah, it's not Eddie. I can tell you that.
Well, I could see it. Well, you talk about continuing rivalry. Claudio gets the pin on Eddie.
Konosuke Takeshita hits Matt Jackson in the head with a knee.
Here, Wrestling Brain just got triggered. Moxley pins Eddie. That's exactly what's going to fucking happen here. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Guarantee it. You heard it here first, folks.
Or maybe he actually does a pin and maybe he chokes him out with the Bulldog.
Something like that, but there's going to be some violence betwing Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. Put it that way. But let's move on here.
Violence?
Oh, I see what you did there, and I like it. I'm really pumped for this matchup because, damn it, I love Willow Nightingale. I'm so happy that she is getting an AEW Women's title match, especially the fact that it's on this card. So we've got our New Japan Strong champion, Willow, going up against the AEW Women's champion, Toni Storm. And I think this will be a good matchup, too, as well. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. B-Roll mentioned this earlier. I think ultimately we were getting Mercedes Moné against Saraya on this card, but due to injuries, that's not going to happen. I think there was even talks of Mercedes going up against Britt Baker as well, which, God, those would have been.
That would have been so good.
Yeah, but I'm still okay with this because I'm just a huge mark for Willow Nightingale.
Love me some Willow.
And I was so happy. I mean, I understand why Willow won the New Japan Strong title, or the women's title, but I am totally, if anybody was going to do it and win it, I'm so happy it was her. I can't get enough of Willow Nightingale is what I'm trying to say. I'm fanboying. I'm crushing hard.
I want her to lift me up over her shoulders myself.
Agreed.
I'm
okay with that.
You want like the scene in Dirty Dancing, but you want to be the one that's lifted up, right?
because Bescal's had the time of his life.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to bed thinking of that tonight.
I'm going to bed thinking about that.
Sugar
Someone
plums
please.
and angels and Bescal being lifted by Willow Nightingale.
We are so far
You know
off the
what?
rails.
I've been staring at this graphic. This is the observation I have. This is the best graphic. I don't know what they did, but they made them look the coolest. The other people, they don't look as cool as Willow or Tony do. I don't know. I think maybe the Photoshop guy spent like extra time on this one because it just looks like a cool graphic. I just noticed
They got facial expressions. They got movement. Everyone else is like,
there's so much personality. Like I can tell, like imagine I didn't know who they were. I could tell what kind of people they are via this graphic. It's not just, like, I got my arms crossed. Okay. I'm a tough guy.
It feels very cartoony. I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it'll be a fun matchup, but I mean, I think at the end of the day, Tony Storm's obviously retaining.
Willow.
Oh, you're taking Willow. I hope you're right, Bescal. I don't think it's going to happen, but
way to give us some controversy, but
finally,
it's there's a storm a coming. And it's Tony Storm. I do believe. I kind of wish. Well, I mean, I don't want to see Willow lose her New Japan Strong Women's Champion, but it'd been interesting if this was like a winner take all. Could have had some intrigue.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I think it would have made it a little bit more interesting, but also too. Well, honestly, as much as I love Willow, I think it's already like a foregone conclusion. But then again, I mean, anything can happen in the world of professional wrestling. So
look,
anybody could come out. Anybody could come out and cost somebody a match. Like you never know.
There's going to be some swerve that none of us see coming. It's just where's it going to happen?
Well, when we aren't talking about, oh my
Where's Saraya
God.
been?
Well, I think she's been injured, but let's talk about that. MJ, that's a perfect point. Let's talk about another X factor here is what about the Outcast? I mean, they're going to be, Ruby's going to be there.
Right.
So.
But Willow's got Sky Blue, so we're good.
But maybe we'll get Mercedes Monet to come out in a wheelchair, running everyone over.
No, I need Mercedes Monet to come out like dressed as the Mandalorian. That would be fucking awesome.
Does she have a jetpack?
Right, I'm thinking the jetpack.
Yes. Yes to all of the above. So.
I'm happy we kept with being funny here.
This is the most off the rails prediction show. I swear.
Yes. But it's exciting because it's for Forbidden Door. But let's move on here. This matchup, we have got a 4-way match for the AEW International Championship with your reigning and defending champion, Orange Cassidy, defending against Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Katsuyori Shibata, the New Japan TV champion, Zack Sabre Jr., and Daniel Garcia. Me personally, I was really hoping for a one-on-one between Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr., but that's okay. I'll still take this because I love me some Shibata. So
this is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty damn good. I don't have a lot to complain about. These 4 guys are so sharp technically. That manifests in quite frankly 4 different styles, but they're all really sharp. I'm usually not a 4-way in wrestling type of guy, but you can't, I don't think, put these gentlemen in the ring and have it turn out to be shitty.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
We're just not going to just talk about that. He's not a fan of 4-ways in wrestling, but
I gave you the smallest pause as an in. No one took it, and I moved on really quick.
I was like,
Now, if this had been my podcast, the Gout Foundation, damn it, I would have jumped in there, and there would have been 45 minutes of bad sex jokes.
Oh God.
Are we still talking about wrestling?
Yes.
Well, speaking of 4-ways, so we got 4 guys, and
just 5 guys, burgers and fries.
Okay, so I think this might be the first match we've come across where, at least for me personally, I don't know if I have a ready-made answer for who's going to win this incredibly prestigious historical title that's on the line.
Well, and hey, by the way, remember, this is a 1-year anniversary of this championship because it was.
Oh, I remember.
Not,
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
it's
you
not.
remember. It's not.
because it changed. It's now the international title.
Okay, I had somebody like comment on one of my videos the other day about the
Exactly,
IWGP
I saw that
championship,
comment.
and he's like, "No, it's the IWGP championship. Then it wasn't the World Heavyweight." Come on, you get the idea. It's the same thing.
Okay, that was true though. That person was absolutely correct. They're
I
definite.
know, but it's
They're
still...
super different because it wasn't the title changing names. It was a completely different title because it was a merger of two existing titles and then, you know, a whole new belt. So totally new lineage. I agree with that commenter.
and I'm not saying I don't agree, but it's like, you get what I'm saying. It's, you know, it's the world title, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
Out of curiosity, who's the youngest holder of this title so far anyways?
There's only
Not
been...
Nicholas, is it?
Damn you, CDC. Damn you to that's another one. Busting my bowels here. No.
So let's eliminate Zack Sabre Jr. because he doesn't need this random ass title because he has the random ass title of New Japan that no one cares about and you know doesn't exist for all intents and purposes.
I care about it. I care about it.
Because you're Zack Sabre Jr., Mark.
Yeah, but I also like the concept of the NJPW World Television title, even though it's not
on TV.
On TV,
yeah, we're all watching digitally
every episode or anything like. Anyways, but no, I like that title. I don't like the look of it. I mean, it looks better than the KOPW title. Let's be real. But yeah, the Velcro straps. They need to do something about that. Anyways. Yeah, I'm agreeing with though. I don't see Zack Sabre Jr. winning this one either.
I don't see Garcia winning it, in my opinion.
Actually, that's exactly who I think wins.
Really?
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the graphic speaks for itself. Like belt, 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 no belt.
What is this? What is he in the middle of a motion? Like
he's in a four-way. He's thrusting.
He's flexing for the
four-way. Oh
god! He doesn't look like he's having a good time at all. Like he looks like.
Have you ever been in a four-way? No, I'm just kidding.
Colin, here's the thing you gotta understand.
I had 4 watermelon holes in him
because he is a sports entertainer,
not
a wrestler.
You're right. You're right. That's a sports entertainer pose. You're absolutely right. That is true.
Now, you know what? It kind of looks like they couldn't get a good photo of him. It's like all blurry, kind of, you know. So it almost feels like they're like, whatever. Just
lift your arms up, can't see your face.
They literally put motion blur on that photo, like they're making it look like he's doing that. It's so odd.
It's not good. It's not good.
In full disclaimer, as maybe the person that put the PowerPoint together, I do think this is, you know how like when they like announce it on like the TV, it's like the motion graphics.
Right.
With this being such a recent addition and everything, yeah, I do think this is not a still image. This was like screen captured from the motion. Your theories are correct, but
I think this on the graphic, in my opinion, just like the collision set, you can ask MJ my thoughts on that. It's sexy as fuck.
Sexy as hell.
Wait, you think it's sexy? I haven't heard this.
I like that.
It's very sensual. It's a very sensual big photo.
Yes, I enjoy it.
Back to.
How in the hell are we talking about the graphic and not the match? But anyways, go on.
Back to Zack is going to win this match.
The sexy men's and
check the band.
It is going to be Orange Cassidy because Orange Cassidy is meant to be AEW International Championship forever because Hambone said so.
I agree. I'm going with OC on this one.
No, because I need Garcia Shibata at the like next ROH pay-per-view whenever that's
you want to know why I know Orange Cassidy's winning this match? Because if you watched Wednesday on Dynamite, you didn't get to see this immediately on camera, but he actually got to fist bump Gentleman Gus. And because Gentleman Gus, Orange Cassidy's set for life. Just saying. OC's winning it.
Who's gonna tell Nicholas that if Orange Cassidy wins, his son jinxed him?
Oh God!
Oh no!
Love you, Nick.
You mean if Orange Cassidy loses?
So-
me personally, I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to win because I saw him last Saturday, and I like to believe that I blessed him with my presence.
Oh, that's good. That's a valid point.
Recency bias, but okay.
Exactly.
CDC, who do you
go
think?
ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, CDC can go.
Oh, I already said I think Daniel Garcia's winning this one.
Oh, so you do think Garcia. Okay, MJ, who do you got in this?
So I still think Garcia, but I was trying to think back. Wasn't that on Dynamite when OC was holding onto the belt and wasn't Shibata holding onto the other end of it? Was that Dynamite?
It was Dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious what that's going to allude to within the match itself.
So
I still think
Colin-
Garcia's going to take it, though.
Oh, Colin, were you thinking Garcia too, or did you? Or
You know, this is good. We got 2 Garcia, we got 2 Orange Cassidy, we have 1 ZSJ. God bless him. When you said Garcia, like, there's a part of my brain that was like, yeah, it's possible. I'm really still thinking Orange Cassidy is gonna retain personally. So I have to tip the scales in the favor of that. But this is the most competitive prediction we've had so far.
agreed.
Thank God.
I think
Yeah.
part of the other reason, because I'm thinking just like moments aspect, this is probably the only one where a title's going to change is the other factor.
Yeah, I think
good
that's
point.
true.
Good point.
And
That's a
then
very good
alluding to
point.
also the whole like Shibata Cassidy belt hold situation. I mean, what a perfect way to all of a sudden have Orange Cassidy to then transfer over and start going for the ROH Pure title, maybe?
Could happen.
Orange
I do think
Cassidy
this-
wrestling under Pure Rule sure would be.
Oh my
You
god!
know what I'm
that
gonna
would be
do?
Amazing.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch because we have everyone represented but Shibata. And if it's a swerve and it's Shibata, then I look like a genius. So I'll just go with Shibata. I'll just go with Shibata.
There you go.
There we
Well
go.
played.
I think.
If anyone's
at the end-
picking Shibata, it should be you.
Yeah, and I was going to
You're
say
right.
that-
I kind of betrayed my own, like the reason I'm here for that one. So
I do think
MJ,
this.
we're the only ones that are going to be right. How's it feel?
Feels good. It feels good. Unless we're wrong, then don't call me out on it later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Orange Cassidy, AEW International Champion for life.
I agree. But I think this match is definitely a sleeper match on the show, and it could be match of the night, honestly. I wouldn't be shocked. Like, this is going to be one of those matches that's like you're not going to want to miss, in my opinion. But
I
Did
agree.
you see the? No, this one.
Here we go.
okay.
Okay.
As fun as that discussion is,
I was in a good
Let's-
mood.
get into it. Let's talk about the controversial IWGP Heavyweight Championship because Sonata laid out the challenge, an open challenge. Like, was nobody else fucking listening to Sonata except for like Jungle Boy was like in the locker room eating a protein bar? Oh shit! I can get an IWGP title match. Yeah, I think I do want that.
Me.
I just.
Oh,
Like,
it's-
I've got mixed feelings on
Look,
this.
here's the thing. The graphic says it all. Jungle Boy versus Sonata. How do we make this interesting? Put Hook on the graphic.
what's Hook doing there?
Well,
Send
because remember,
Make
Jungle
sure
Book.
to triple airbrush those abs. We want
I
people to be, distracted enough to not realize that this is an insane mismatch and doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to anyone, apparently, including Sonata. If you read recent
Yes.
comments,
Can we talk about the what was it on Twitter he posted? Like pretty much just more or less saying like, who the fuck is this guy?
Just
Right.
saying what we all thought, like, oh, can anyone get a shot? Is this what the IWGP World Heavyweight title means? And I mean, that's kind of how you have to view it, in my opinion. You have to view it in a bit of a frankly like over serious way. Like, it's wrestling. We don't want to get too serious here,
Yeah.
but look, this is still a new title in the context of New Japan Pro Wrestling, in my opinion, because you're talking about an organization that's got decades and decades of history. A lot of its titles have decades and decades of history. Its tournaments have decades and decades of history. This is the top belt. It's relatively new. It started on a downhill trajectory. The first time the belt was revealed, a lot of people had a lot of criticisms for it. Nobody was
Wasn't
really
pretty.
all about it. It was very shiny, and several performers worked really hard to add character and credibility and weight to this belt. And if I'm being my over serious pro wrestling fan self, which I am, I don't particularly like the idea that any rookie can wander in and be like, I want a shot at your prestigious top belt, the biggest belt in Japan, you know? I don't know if I like that, quite frankly.
Well, but the thing is, I would say this to counter that. I mean, yes, he's a relatively newer, but I mean, Jungle Boy is not necessarily a rookie per se, but still, like let's
not a
rephrase-
literal rookie, not like this is his first.
But
year,
somebody who's like really for kind of like their AEW's obviously trying to push him because I mean,
yes.
You know, he was just on the Double or Nothing main event or that world title match.
Like, you're worthy of a world championship match. You were in a world championship match a month ago, but it kind of feels like a slap in the face in Sonata, in my opinion.
It is because Sonata has so much to prove with this title run, and I have no doubt he's going to prove it. He's already proving it. Those of us who have watched him for years, you know, we're sold. We're all Sonata fans, I'm sure. But for anyone who's new, like, this is his first ticket in New Japan. He has been toiling in the salt mines, guys, of, you know, the third or the fourth guy in Los Ingobernables de Japón. He's been in so many big situations and hasn't come up. He finally gets this one. It's an incredible moment. It's a big surprise. It's wonderful. And, you know, not every title defense has to be momentous and incredible. Maybe he has a really long title reign and we all forget about this, but I don't know. Forbidden Door seems like a relatively bright spotlight, and you want to be careful what you put in your brightest spotlights.
I don't know if this is the title matches he's going to continue to have, because I mean, he might be a title holder for a long time based on the caliber of talent he's gone against for that title so far.
This is the
but
man
you're not wrong.
that beat Okada. How do we get from Okada to Jungle Boy Jack Perry?
Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Well, I'll tell you how. Before this, he had to deal with a guy named Tsuji. Before that, he had to deal with a guy named Hiromu. Before that, he had to deal with... Now I'm drawing a blank on who. Oh, gosh.
Even Hiromu,
Colin, you're supposed to know this.
I know. I was also drawing a blank, too. It's sad. It's like, very sad.
Yeah, he got the title off Okada finally, and it was great. It was nice to see.
It was awesome.
But, like, then look at the progression of who he's had matches for the title against. And this is like...
You know what, though?
This has been my thing with New Japan for a while now, is that clearly they know that they need more stars, because the stars they do have are getting long in the tooth and they're getting stale. So they are pushing some of their younger talent and kind of moving them through the ranks faster. But gosh, you got to give them some kind of credibility before you throw them into some of these positions. And I'm not saying Sonata's one of those, but he's being thrown those kids to basically try and have, you know, spectacular, like, chemistry with, and it just ain't there. Plus, his new interest music sucks.
Thank you.
The whole Five Guys thing, like, again,
Burgers and fries.
This might be my my over serious self, you know. But I just like the joke is already stale for me. Like, I really like Taka Michinoku. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, what is this stupid like cigarette thing? And like Sonata, dude. Sonata's supposed to be cool, man. He's Cold Skull. Like, he's such a badass dude. He's like a friggin' Terminator. And I don't know. Now this is all my fault. Now we're ranting about the potential, you know, booking issues with Sonata. But the point is, I'm underwhelmed.
But
well,
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say you said it perfectly though. He's supposed to be like this, like Terminator dude, and you're gonna put him against the guy that comes out to whoa.
I do love that song.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Now we gotta get down to making a pick.
No, hold on. No. Wait.
Okay,
wait.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen. Okay. Everything we have just described in this past 5 minutes, or how long we've been discussing this matchup, like everything that has been put in place here, everything we've talked about, it is setting it up perfectly, because this we're on paper, we're like, oh, this is so underwhelming. This very well could steal the fucking show at this pay-per-view.
It could.
And let me say this. I want you all to think back to a year ago. Think back to a year ago at Forbidden Door, when we were thinking, oh, fuck? We're gonna get Will Ospreay against Orange Cassidy. That was the match of the fucking night.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you very well could get that with this matchup. So don't sleep on Jack. We've been, kind of complaining about this, the booking, but don't sleep on it. Jungle Boy and Sonata could steal the show. But I think we're all in agreement. It is a foregone conclusion. Sonata retains.
Agreed.
God, I hope so.
Can we stop talking about this now?
God, I want to be funny, but no, Sonata.
One more thing I want to say. Actually, one more thing, and then I do want to hear what you've got to say, Best Scout, about this. But
No.
Oh, I thought
Sonata.
Okay.
Boom. That's it.
Oh, fair enough. Fuck Avatar. Anyways, I had to get one in for you, buddy. I will say
Fuck Fight
this.
TV.
And fuck Fight TV. But I will say this on this matchup with Sonata against Jungle Boy. I do think there's a perfect opportunity for AEW. There's a reason that young man is in his corner over there, that beautiful looking young man, Hook. And I do think, set it up. You desperately need to turn Jungle Boy heel. And you could turn on Hook. You could say Hook cost him the match or whatever, and set that up. That's what needs to happen. The end result of this matchup, I think, needs to happen. But
now you're talking. Now you're talking.
And I could just say one thing too. I feel like if the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship wasn't on the line here, we wouldn't care so much about.
You're right.
About
You're absolutely right
about this matchup.
You're right.
No,
but it's the fact that it's for that title.
Yeah,
is why it's just like, huh?
You nailed it.
I feel like this, and we're gonna move on here, but I feel like this matchup, like the way AEW New Japan approaches is like, okay, we need to give Jungle Boy a big matchup at Forbidden Door. New Japan's over here like, okay, Sonata needs to be on the card, but he can't lose any momentum. He can't lose the title. Like, we need kind of a layup for, okay, let's do this. And I think that's why we have this.
Yeah. It's
fair enough.
Timing is what it boils down to, honestly.
But holy shit, let's talk about this matchup. Never in a million years thought we were getting this one, folks. The AEW title's on the line. MJF is defending against Tanahashi, the Ace. What is going on here? Like, I popped so hard, like, when they announced this. I couldn't believe we were getting this. I mean, MJ, you had a good point, too. We thought, okay, MJF's not going to be there. It's going to be Punk or some shenanigans. But no, we are getting MJF against Tanahashi. Like, what's everybody's thoughts on this one?
This is the matchup I didn't know I needed from Forbidden Door.
Exactly.
It's a dream match that you didn't have the dream of it happening, but then you found out it was happening. You're like, shit, hell yeah, let's bring it on.
Like, why didn't I think of that? It's one of those type of matches.
I did not fantasy book this at all.
Yeah. I mean, I do not expect this to be match of the night.
Yeah. It'll be good.
But it'll be good. And love seeing the Ace. Not going to see a title change here, but this is, personalities and styles make fights. So to see these two clash is going to be interesting.
That's actually my maybe one problem with this match, is that this has the potential to just really be a stinker too. Because does it on paper it look good? Yes, but then when I really kind of just try and play it out and think in my mind, like, this has the potential to really not work, and it may make them both kind of just look bad in the end.
I want to say this, though. This is going to be a hot take on MJF. Okay? I honestly feel like MJF, with this title run, his in-ring wrestling has just been phenomenal, and I think it's something that was already there, honestly. And I honestly think, like, forever everybody's like, oh, the greatest promo, best promo in the business. Honestly, the in-ring skills have somehow amazingly improved, but I think the promo, here's the thing. I love MJF, don't get me wrong, but if you look at an MJF promo, if you really want to break it down, it's like recycle, rinse, repeat. Because, it's like, okay, I'm going to get in something about, like, I'm going to say something shitty about your town. I'm going to say something shitty about my opponent. I'm gonna make some WWE reference, and then like I'm gonna come back full circle. And I love MJF. Don't get me wrong, but
I
mean,
kiss
they
him on the
broke,
mouth.
they'll fix it though. But again, my biggest problem is like I feel like it's going to be too much of a Styles clash. Not trying to AJ Styles that, but like I really just feel like you have a certain way MJF wrestles and the way Tanahashi wrestles, and I'm worried that it's gonna just look really bad when it gets together. I'm hoping it's not. Please understand that is not what I'm hoping, but this is honestly the one I'm the most worried about. Just making both people look bad in the end.
That is a good point. I didn't really think I was worried about that until now. For me, this match, it's cool and it's great. And I think it's going to be entertaining. It doesn't have any edge to it for me personally. And that's why I'm kind of very fence city with this match, very, very middle of the road. Because I don't expect to be surprised, enthralled, shocked. I don't expect the world's greatest wrestling. I don't expect the world's biggest upset. So what exactly am I expecting is kind of what I'm asking myself here. And now you've almost got me a little worried that maybe my expectations are actually a little too high because, you know, the Ace steps in the ring and you kind of feel like, oh, we're good. There's no need to worry here. And we know that the Ace can still go, right?
Oh yeah.
Going back to 2 Wrestle Kingdoms ago, right? That hardcore match, that no DQ match with Kenta is something that's always kind of burned into my mind where it's just like, oh, you thought this guy was like some old man who wants to come out, get his shit in, super easy pop and like walk out. Like, no, he's not about that. You know, so are we going to get that? Or are we going to get what you were talking about, CDC, with where 2 people speak in different languages? And I don't mean that literally. I mean that, you know, as physical competitors, 2 people speaking different languages and it's mistranslation.
Yeah. MJ, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think back to Revolution, how hesitant people were to see Danielson go against MJF, and how a lot of people before that pay-per-view were like, this is going to be a stinker, and how quickly people flipped the script afterwards and said that was one of the greatest fucking Iron Man matches of all time, let alone one of the greatest AEW matches they've ever seen. And I think that this has the potential to, because I think people are undoubtedly going to still doubt MJF. Clearly, I'm a big MJF mark, if it isn't obvious already. But yeah, for me, I think it's going to be a similar situation with that, where we're going to walk away after this and be like, damn, that was good.
And I hope that's what happens again. Like, I don't want this to be a bad match again. Like, if that's what it turns out to be, amazing, awesome, great.
I can see the point of where, because this on paper, this looks so good,
right,
that it could underwhelm. Even if it's just like minute, but especially, I mean,
man, you guys are really like the cartoon angel and the cartoon devil on the shoulder. You know, like you're doing an amazing job, because I keep going, oh yeah, maybe it will suck. Oh no, you're right. There's no way. It'll be incredible. So I'm like, you know, all I know is my butt's going to be in the seat. I'm going to see the ace of the universe, you know, a man who deserves to be in the spotlight forever. We're going to see one of the best, newer, you know, talents in wrestling. I should say contemporary, current talents in wrestling. Yeah. And I hope that those 2 really tasty ingredients will make a great soup.
Yeah. Because this is, I mean, you know, Forbidden Door, this isn't just Forbidden Door. This is generational.
You know, that's an excellent point. We haven't even thought about it brought up. I mean, because you're talking like Tanahashi, you know, like he said, he's the ace. He's so well established, been wrestling for years. Whereas like MJF, I mean, yes, he's been wrestling for a while, but not nearly as long as Tanahashi.
How old is MJF? Do you guys know?
26.
26.
So what is it? What year would he have been born? What, I'm bad at math. What is that? 1997?
No. Yes.
97, right? No.
97?
Yeah, 97. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am good. I'm actually good at math. So Tana was wrestling for New Japan Pro Wrestling when MJF was 2 years old. When he was learning his ABCs, Tanahashi was in a ring wrestling.
Wow.
Crazy. to think about. But man,
I forget sometimes how old Tanahashi is because of how great his hair looks.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody said it. The best hair in all professional wrestling belongs to Tanahashi.
Hey,
I saw this incredible
game recognizes game.
I saw this incredible TikTok the other day that had nothing to do with wrestling. It was just theorizing that your hairstyle can age or de-age you like a decade or more. And they took the Golden Girls and they put like new hairstyles on them. And I was like, wow, you're right. And you just came up with the most relevant wrestling example of all time. That is Tanahashi. His hair de-ages him.
Hey,
It's
man,
true.
fuck it. If it works for B. Arthur, it can work for Tanahashi. Just saying.
Put that on a shirt.
There you go. How in the hell? Oh, man, I love this show. I love you guys. All right.
I love you.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, MJ.
One last thing on this, because it's interesting, because Colin had kind of mentioned how we were kind of like the angel and the devil on the shoulder, because after B-Roll had said, you know, what he had said about MJF after what I said, I was like, you know, what's interesting is that after all these great matches MJF has had, he's continued to set the bar higher. And so I think people are going to have even higher expectations of him. So even me as a huge MJF fan, I have to say, is that bar ever going to fall down to where we're like, oh, what was that? You know, kind of a moment. So it's interesting to think about.
It is, yeah.
I still have no doubt it's going to be amazing, but it's interesting to think about.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very good
And obviously, guys, you know, we all know that Tanahashi's winning, right? He's going to take the belt back to Japan.
Actually,
right?
That's my pick.
No way.
No.
That's a
I'm
hot
gonna
take.
go. I want somebody to win. I want a title change happening, and I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna say Tanahashi.
Okay. I'm going to have to respectively disagree and go with MJF. But
if you were going to do that, though, it was the perfect case scenario last year because it was an interim title.
I was wanting him to win last year.
Well, there you go.
I kind of was on the fence for that, too.
If Tanahashi wins, can he put the belt in the fridge like Punk and then just post it on Twitter for everybody to enjoy?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
if he does win, can I like play with his hair? Just saying. Anyways, I'm sorry. I
Wait,
gotta go. MJF.
What?
Nothing.
I'm kissing hair from the mouth.
I think I'm gonna put out a TikTok now where like I just switched sides for Tanahashi. Just saying.
Wait, can somebody do like a Vidal Sassoon like thing with Tanahashi, please? Someone needs to do that.
Oh my god, that's gonna happen too.
Okay, we're gonna race for it. XLJ, B-Roll,
Just tag me.
CDC, MJ.
No way. Russell Collins doing this. He does all the good editing.
Oh, but I don't do the comedy, so this is all your stuff. You know,
That's our stuff.
Colin is a serious.
I love Colin that Colin was here.
It's because you're going to do it very seriously, and it'll make it that much funnier.
I'm actually not kidding you. Like I could do it, and I could do it really seriously. I would be just like Hiroshi Tanahashi. 24 years of incredible hair. Let's take a look back at the ace of the universe's hairstyles throughout the decades. In 2010, he went left when everyone went right and dyed his hair blonde. I could do it.
No,
I would
pay you money for that.
Considerable amounts of money to hear this.
If you do this, you have to at least talk about the one time he switched brands and when he did that stupid ass perm when he was going to get Jay Water.
He looked so good, in my opinion. I think he looked so good with that. He looks like a different person. It's crazy.
I showed, I think that was New Beginnings, if I remember right. I put that on while we were waiting for like WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or SummerSlam. Something was going to go on. I put that on for my friends to see. And I don't remember who said it, but someone looked up and said, "What the hell? Why is Edward Norton fighting Will Ferrell?" And they said, "Oh my God, Fight Club 2 is a comedy."
Oh my God.
You know who he looks like with that perm, by the way? He looks like Nakajima from Noah. I always see him and I feel like he's a doppelganger because Nakajima has like beautiful hair. Absolutely beautiful hair.
So dreamy.
He's like a dreamy guy too. Like he has that anime villain smile where you're just like, yes, I will do that.
I hate that he turned face. So he's not doing the evil smile anymore.
It's not believable. Like, you know that man in real life is evil. Like, he's like an actual evil person. It's just, I don't believe it.
if we don't get Montanized after this, I don't know what the fuck's gonna do it. But anyways,
We just spent like 3 minutes talking about his hair.
Yes. So seriously, like anybody in agreement with Best Scout with Tana? Are we all like MJF, right?
It's MJF.
Yeah.
Bird, shame on all of you and all your houses.
But we love you anyway, Best
Whoa.
Scout.
I love you all too.
Okay, now let's get serious, okay?
Okay.
This matchup, oh my god. Like, ooh, baby.
The real main event.
This is
Yes.
why I paid for a ticket. No exaggeration. I mean, I would have gone anyway, but like this is really, really, really why.
Yeah. IWGP US title on the line. Kenny Omega defending Will against Will Ospreay. A rematch from what, in my opinion, it's been a great year in wrestling, but the match of the year so far is Ospreay Omega from Wrestle Kingdom this year. Let me ask you this. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to hit you some heat here, Will. Or I'm going to hit you with some heat here, Colin. Is this match going to top that one?
Can it?
No.
Can
That's
it?
my question.
That's a
No.
better question. Can it?
Can it? Okay, I will say it will not. Although, God, I hope I'm wrong because I would be there and that would be a nice little piece of history. Can it? It's a question of time limit for me. Wrestle Kingdom is a approximately 1 billion hour show. And they allotted an enormous chunk of time for this match to live and breathe and evolve and fulfill its destiny and join its brothers in the hall of great pro res matches of all time. So many of which are 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 35 minutes long, 60 minutes long. And so I think what to me is potentially preventing this from can it top the first one is a question of time. And to some of you, that may not be actually a very relevant question. And you might say, like, what? They can't do the Grace match in 20 minutes. But I think I'm coming at this from the perspective of, to me, great wrestling is King's Road style wrestling, which is what that match was. And it's what a lot of great matches these days are. Like strong style doesn't actually happen that much anymore. And so if we want a great King's Road match, and this series of matches is going to be a great example of King's Road when we're all said and done. I know that for a fact. If we want a great King's Road match, it needs so much time to burn. So, and I just don't know with all of the material we have to get through in this pay-per-view, if they have that time to burn. So I don't know if it can.
I will say this.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense, but I will say this. Out of every match on this card, I think this is going to be the one that is allotted the most time on the card. I will say that. But
it has to be.
Would it be like you say, are we talking like 20 minutes? I mean, I think it really needs at least a good 30 minutes.
It needs
to, like,
30 minimum.
At
Minimum.
least.
Minimum.
Yeah.
This is one that I would love that, but I think Will Ospreay coming back from injury as it is, I think this one, we'll be lucky to get 20 minutes.
Well, and let's talk about something else here too. Maybe an elephant in the room. What is coming up next for Will Ospreay? Oh, I don't know. Only like the most grueling and brutal tournament in all pro wrestling, the G1. So, I mean, there's that to take into consideration as well.
There's that, and you want Ospreay to make it through the G1. That's going to really help your G1 be successful.
You want him to win the G1?
I would love to see that.
I got my own take on that.
You want
That's a really interesting one. I haven't thought
save
of
that for the
G1
G1
champion to go back.
Yes.
Go back on Okada that way.
If this is a short match, though, let's talk King's Road for a second, okay? Because Wembley, right? If this is a short match, then here's what should happen. Omega should decimate Ospreay, decimate him. He should pick him apart if it's a short match. This is not my preferred route, but if it's a short match.
Can I get your definition of a short match? Are we talking like 10 minutes?
like 20 minutes, like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. He should decimate Ospreay, and Ospreay should feel this should be like an anime arc, right? What King's Road anime arc, same shit. Where Ospreay should feel like, whoa, whoa. I'm actually farther away from my goal than I was. This guy's way stronger than I thought. I came on his home turf. I was arrogant. I got blown out of the water. I thought he was weak because he had this betrayal in his life, and he just decimated me. I am not the man I thought I was. I'm not the wrestler I thought I was. And then comes back to Wembley and, completes the arc, goes Super Saiyan. You guys, maybe you're not that old. Maybe there's a newer anime that has a better example, but you know what I mean.
I'm an old fuck, so yeah, I'm right there with you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
I hate anime.
I'm kind of on the opposite of his thinking. I think basically Colin's play out is what should happen, but in reverse, where basically Will Ospreay decimates Kenny Omega, actually, because outside of just the Kings Road match, he has been doing the Kings Road thing between Kenny and Okada for so freaking long. He is due. He's beyond due. It was ridiculous he wasn't getting it at Wrestle Kingdom. So, like, if you're going to have it at something, finally, it feels like it's about time. And then, but you just have a decimation, like, basically like you're talking about, but with Will Ospreay doing it, getting that title, getting to bring it back, and then they want to have their rematch at Wembley. That's when they can go crazy with it. It makes more sense to me because again, also it is the IWGP title. You need to get that back on your New Japan wrestler.
Yeah,
I just like what you said makes total sense, and I'll be totally honest with you. Part of this is I want the Canadian to win in Canada, and I want to see Ospreay fail because he's been really negative about Canada, right?
Yes.
That's because I'm Canadian. That's part of it. But you know what? I really like this storyline of Kenny being better than the best that New Japan has to offer. I really like that.
True.
When he came into Wrestle Kingdom, like what he said really got my blood flowing. Like it really resonated with me. Like you were supposed to take over for me. There was a dip in attendance. Nobody cheered. It wasn't because of the pandemic. It's because you're a failure. You're not as good as me. I am going to walk into your company, destroy you, and walk out and save. He said these words, right? Save the promotion because I'll get all these buys for Wrestle Kingdom and I'll save you guys. And I love that. And I kind of want that to continue. I want him to keep like kind of shitting on New Japan.
Oh, that would be,
Okay.
I would get behind that.
Okay. I'm going to be that guy right now.
You jerk.
This match ends by a disqualification.
No, can't.
No, you don't say that. You don't say that. You don't say that.
Bad B-roll.
Tenosta Takeshita interferes.
Nope.
Takeshita?
Well, Takeshita is feuding with Kenny right now.
In AEW?
In AEW. Yeah.
Okay.
But still, no. Bad B-roll. Bad B-roll.
Bad B-roll.
I love you.
Stay in your corner.
No, you stop.
Stay in your corner.
Would it
with
be,
words.
Would it be like,
you know what? That B-roll might be onto an idea here that just popped in my head. Bullet Club ain't anywhere on this show.
No.
And who did Kenny say he was passing the torch to when he left? Ospreay
and Jay White.
So maybe Jay White comes out, causes a scene, and then that IWGP title goes into a three-way at Wembley.
I keep thinking back to that weird scene too. Wasn't it on Dynamite with Callis and Ospreay, where he's like in the?
Oh yeah.
I kind of keep thinking back to that
whole
thing.
His personal security force.
So if we're talking about interference,
by the way.
Yeah.
Hey,
if we're talking about interference, my mind kind of goes to Callis for that one.
Same.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
Not one mention of David Finlay coming in.
Callis is gonna
as usual.
God, so Callis hires the Bullet Club. Oh, I fucking love that. I'm okay with that.
Oh, there's so many. How good is this match, guys? Because we know between the ropes it's going to be great.
Yes.
We've already crafted so many ways this could go, and I'd be happy with any of these.
Johnny Khan should be listening, going, "Oh, good idea."
Let me throw this scenario.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think I am a better booker for New Japan and AEW. That's just my opinion.
Damn.
I can't unsee a DQ finish now.
Damn it! It's not going to end at a DQ.
it
There will
keeps
not be a DQ. But the
It
interference,
keeps the
yes.
title on
Interference,
Omega.
yes,
I
but
love
not
it.
DQ.
So
There is
here's
not going to be a DQ.
right now.
Okay.
So right now we've got Colin says squash. I said squash the other way, and B-roll's like DQ.
Okay, no, wait. I want to clarify. I wasn't saying it would be a squash. I was saying if it's a short match, that's how I'd want it to go. But that's not my prediction. I know it sounds like I'm weaseling out here, but that is really what I was saying.
You know how I feel right now? You know how there's the whole Batista, give me what I want? I feel like, I don't know what I want.
I don't know what I want.
So
But
confused. Wesley!
Isn't that why this is so great? Because even like very experienced, like maybe jaded wrestling fans, you know, we all have these like, yeah, obviously this is going to happen. Yeah, this match is a gimme. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. This is underwhelming. We don't know what's going to happen. It's super exciting. I mean, you know, this is why pro wrestling is great, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
I feel the
there's
love.
going to be shenanigans. Don't get me wrong, but I'm sorry, buddy. I love you, but there's not going to. I can't see this ending in a DQ. I can see it ending in shenanigans, costing somebody the match, but I cannot see it ending in a DQ. That would be a huge letdown. But
that could. Yeah.
Let me throw a crazy fantasy booking at you, right? Okay. Hear me out on this, all right?
Don't make it more complicated.
Okay.
All right. What happens? We get this in the ring, you know, all the shenanigans happens, like the Bullet Club gets involved, right? Then Bullet Club Gold comes out or something, and they kind of beat the shit out of each other, whatever, you know. Okay. And then we got Ospreay, and then we've got Omega laying down in the middle of the ring, like everybody's down, you know. And then all of a sudden you hear this.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to fucking do that. If that happens, I'm walking the fuck out. Okay? I had to get a joke in there on Gold.
That was silly. This is a serious conversation.
Yeah. Let's get back to the seriousness.
Nakajima smile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, in all seriousness, though, I do think, like, obviously we're getting a trilogy out of this. I mean, Ospreay's due to win, but like, does Ospreay pick up the win in Canada? Because Colin, you made a good point, very good point as far as like, I mean, it is like Ospreay's been shitting all over Canada. Like, I wonder what the crowd reaction is going to be for Ospreay when he comes out too.
And
I'm really intrigued.
He's trying really hard. Like, you can tell that Ospreay like doesn't have any ill will towards Canada, nor is he like an asshole. Like, you know, for real, but he's just trying so hard to put that on. Like when he says it, it's kind of like, it's like a bit hollow, you know, but it's still pissing me off and I still need him to lose.
You know, when you can tell Ospreay's trying really hard to be an asshole, when he says bruh like 20 different times, like, listen, bruh, I'm telling you, Canada sucks, bruh. It's fucking, bruh.
It helps.
Bruh.
It helps that he's British.
Okay. All right, let's call it. Who's winning this matchup? I'll go first. This is the one for me, the biggest toss-up of the night. I'm gonna say Ospreay. What the hell? I'm just gonna say Ospreay, but I'm not gonna be shocked if either one of these guys win it.
You know, I will give an answer. There are going to be shenanigans. You have me leaning more towards the side that there will be shenanigans, but it's not going to cause a DQ. That was just crazy talk.
Okay. I'm the dumbass who suggested Goldberg, and that was a fucking joke, by the way. If that happens, don't get me.
That is for real. What are you talking about?
Okay, let me say this. I'd rather have
his
fucking
name.
Watto on the goddamn card than have fucking Goldberg.
I
said it.
I would too.
Now, going to this prediction show, I was prepared to pick Ospreay. I'm going to use the line for Colin about the angel on one shoulder and demon on the other. By golly, I'm going Omega now.
Oh, so okay, all right. CDC.
I'm still sticking with Ospreay. I just look at also AEW storyline, and it makes sense for Kenny to lose it.
Fair enough.
Hush! Now you make me want to change my pick.
Now, me personally, I'm at a toss-up here. I'm still at a toss-up, but I had my friend over here pick, and they're going with Kenny Omega. Would you like to meet my friend?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think I may know. Froggy
I
Omega!
knew it was coming.
I love Froggy
Froggy
Omega.
Omega gets all the chicks.
Yes, he does.
He
So
smells amazing.
So you're going Kenny. All right, MJ.
Go with Kenny.
Who you got?
Scout Machine, I see your Froggy Omega, and I raise you.
Ooh. And he talks, by the way.
But yes, he does. If I beat him up.
That's Sheamus.
No.
Oh, it's fucking red hair. Oh, the Kenny Omega with the Street Fighter.
Is
I'm
that
not a Street Fighter person.
I was wondering who it was too. I was like, is that an Austin Aries doll? What the hell is that?
I love the figure.
If I show the abs, you know it's Kenny. But anyway,
Oh god, okay, it makes all sense in the world.
Is
yeah.
that Hook?
Wait a minute. MJ, put that back up.
He's still talking.
All right, Colin, get a little bit more centered in the screen. Oh my God, you have a wrestling Colin doll. This is ridiculous. You're the biggest mark ever.
But
I saw
all
that
this to
in
say,
stores.
as much as I love Kenny, I think it's going to be Ospreay, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Big Willie style. I can dig it. All right, Colin, who you thinking? I know
Well,
this stuff.
I think the Osprey predictions are really logical and they make a lot of sense. But I'm not going to go with logic or sense because I am a goddamn Canadian. I'm going to be there. And I don't want this dirty, nasty British man besmirching my country. So
What the fuck you talking about, bruh?
Dirty. Dirty.
I don't have a mascot, but I have a hat. So I'm betraying my hat and I'm going with Kenneth Omega.
Wow.
Ooh.
I like it. I like it. It's
I've
Oh, I
gone
love
back
it. I
and
love it.
forth so many times on this one. I've gone
I
back
mean,
and forth so
I-
much.
I'm still
know,
going back and
hold-
forth.
Hold
You
on.
know what though?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got the logical answer. You know the real winners on this? The
Us.
fans.
That's
the fans.
literally what I was
Yeah.
going to say.
You're not
Win.
wrong. You are not wrong.
hooray, wrestling. I agree.
Hooray.
Okay. Hey, we got one more to talk about. Let's talk
Shit, I
about
thought we were done. Damn, this card is loaded.
Oh yeah, we got a main
So
event to
good.
talk about too. A dream matchup, a once in a lifetime matchup.
Hmm.
Bryan Danielson against Kazuchika Okada. Holy Santa Claus balls. Is this one going to be epic?
That's a new one, XLJ.
Yeah.
Everybody just sit back and enjoy. That's all I'm going to say about
Yeah.
this.
Sit
I
back,
think
grab your Vaseline.
Oh God.
this match.
Colin's face on that.
Oh God.
Hi, Colin, you're new here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can only do what he described at home. Please don't come to the arena and do that. You will be thrown out.
Or the theater, please.
Or the theater. Please don't. Please don't.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness
gosh.
gracious.
What theater are you watching this at?
The Lions.
In my
Not the
grandma's
one that
basement.
Count Machine's going to, hopefully.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I
So ser-
think this match gets the most time on the card.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's
Oh.
the case.
I
I
hope
wouldn't be
not.
surprised at all. Really? Okay.
I hope not.
Can I hear why?
I hope it's,
Is it
yeah, because
of
Osprey
Kenny?
and Omega needs all the
Okay.
time.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I
No
would agree,
disrespect
but
to
this is
these
what I
two
think.
I feel like with this matchup, like as soon as they did the promo at Dominion, as soon as Bryan Danielson was like in the mountains, probably drinking like some freshly brewed coffee that he hand grinded himself off of a stone, and while he was listening to Minus the Bear and also reading a Charles Bukowski novel, I was just like, "Fuck yeah, this is gonna be awesome!" I could not wait for this match to be announced. And yes,
Minus
I know
the
that's a lot.
Bear.
Juicing the cactus,
Yes.
actually.
I don't know. I'm throwing it out
I don't
there.
think I could see Danielson reading Bukowski, but I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah. Probably not, but I wanted to get those references in there.
I have a question for the AEW people here, right? Because
Yes.
I'm only able to follow it casually. There's only so many hours a week. Danielson right now, is he essentially like working heel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
He's with the Blackpool Combat.
Very
Club,
heel.
yeah.
Yeah,
he's a
and
naughty
they're-
boy right now.
Right, he's not a good boy. I mean,
He's an enabler right now.
That makes things a little less interesting, I guess, because lately Okada has been a little stale, and to get some shine back on him, they've had him not work heel necessarily, but work a kind of
Only in Noah.
hybrid, like
He's kind of been a dick lately.
Yeah, he's been a dick to Kiyomiya,
My boy.
in Noah. Yeah, he should be your boy. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal.
He's winning the G1 Climax.
Dude, that would be
I would
sick.
mark the hell out if that
That
happened.
would be sick.
If that happens, go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Immediately.
But what I was getting at is I thought it would be cute to have Okada kind of come in with a bit of a darkness to him, but I guess that probably won't happen.
Well, I don't know. I think that just honestly, this matchup, this is just like when I first think of this matchup, it's literally like, how many times have I thought about how many have I played this on like a 2K game or something?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally the equivalent of a video game dream matchup.
Yeah. This is the what if matchup. What if these two ever met?
This is the reason Forbidden Door exists, right?
Yes.
This match, basically.
Yeah. I mean, everything about this on paper is just like, finally, these two meeting in the ring. And I think it's a one-off. I don't think we're ever going to see these two wrestle again.
It'll never happen again.
Yeah.
And I'm an Okada mark, and I love the American Dragon as well. I'm just ready for these guys to just turn their chests to mincemeat, because that's honestly what's going to happen, I think, in this one. I gotta ask you, Colin. Do you think there's some way that the American Dragon could pull out a win here?
Yeah, sure I do. Sure, I think there's a way. I actually don't think. I don't think that's the craziest thing that's been said on this podcast so far.
No, I don't think. No, I agree. No, definitely not the craziest thing.
I definitely agree with that statement.
You think?
That is betting on the pass line right there. But
I think I need some more angels and devils for this one, because what you alluded to, I think, is correct. This is a one-time only deal. There isn't this enormous storyline. There aren't these two colliding trains that have come to a point here in Toronto, right? It's just it's going to be incredible between the ropes. But why should one or the other walk away the winner? Why?
I can answer this.
Okay,
let's hear it.
Reasons.
God damn it.
That reasons doesn't work in this one.
No.
Okada works New Japan. He wins in New Japan. Bryan Danielson works in AEW. He loses in AEW.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's just I don't see Okada losing this one, just because Bryan's just now, every time I see him, I just automatically assume he's losing the match.
Right.
Danielson wins because of USA. It's in Canada.
North America.
There won't be any USA chance, thankfully. Sorry, boys. Sorry.
That's okay though.
So I am curious. So with this being a non-title match, is it a 30-minute time limit? Is it a 60-minute time limit?
Let's hope it's 60.
I didn't even think about that. I would
TV time remaining.
TV time remaining, which is 3 minutes. Go. No, I just think, man, I really CDC really hits the nail on the head. Okada wins in New Japan, and Danielson is as great as he is, and that's part of what makes him a great wrestler, in my opinion. Is Danielson can lose as many matches, but it does not take away from the greatness of Bryan.
He can lose and still be one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say Okada too, to a certain extent, I think, but it's just it doesn't happen.
I think 100%. I think Okada could be in that vein. I don't think many people think lesser of him now that he isn't champion for the 87th time in a row.
Thank God.
Yeah, we needed a bit of a fresh breeze in that room, quite frankly. So it's great logic. It makes a lot of sense. My answer to who will win on this is, and this is a real answer, I'm not trying to cop out here, I don't care. I do not care. The last match we talked about, I care a lot. I'm emotionally invested. I really want Will Ospreay to eat dirt. I really, really do. This match, there's no way to eat canvas. This match, there's no way I'm going to be crestfallen or disappointed in any way, outcome wise. There's no way. I don't care.
No. It's like it's a win-win scenario, really, because it's like you're going to get an incredible match. Like, it doesn't hurt either of these guys to lose, and it doesn't hurt either of them to or hurt the other two.
And especially,
I don't think it hurts Okada to lose in Toronto to a wrestler who's not in New Japan.
No,
and it actually it favors him more to lose now if he's gonna lose, especially because he's not holding any of the big titles. Yeah, he's never
it's real.
But no one
like,
really cares
if
about
this
that
was for the IWGP
No
Championship, this would be a no-brainer. Who would win this?
Yeah,
exactly. But that's my point. With him not holding a major title right now,
it makes it all the more.
They can call it a major title if they want, but let's be real, it's not. Them not holding like a prestigious title in New Japan right now, it's all the more reason he can lose this also.
And there's no implications on the never open 6-man tag titles if Okada loses this match. I mean, who cares, this is another one, but Colin made a good point too. I'm definitely more emotionally invested in the story between Ospreay and Omega. But this, I'm just looking forward to. It's like, so it's like this. Ospreay and Omega, I'm going on the craziest fucking roller coaster at the park, right?
Yes.
And then we get to this matchup, and it's going to be the nice little, the roller coaster everybody's been talking about. You got to ride, and it's like all the more enjoyable because I just had something so amazing for my palate in Omega and Ospreay.
I got your perfect Disney analogy.
Okay.
All right. You're at Magic Kingdom. You're on Space Mountain with Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega.
Yep.
On this one, you're on Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, it's not crazy, but it's still really enjoyable.
That's a good point. Yeah,
it is Pirates of the Caribbean for sure. It is.
And I ain't mad at it any bit.
Hey, you know what? Maybe Okada loses, and then Dynamite. Those 3-man championships. They go up for grabs. Maybe that happes.
That could happen.
Stranger things have happened.
All right, but we've been doing it all night. We gotta pick a winner. I feel like I don't see Okada losing. I love Danielson, but I don't think Okada loses.
Yeah, and I would say, really, you could flip a coin on this one, right?
You could,
but I do think I tip the needle ever so slightly to Okada in this matchup. I do also think in the back of my mind, Danielson does have the Blackpool Combat Club with him. I don't know if they would get. Honestly, I hope they don't get involved.
Here's my opinion on that. I don't think they get involved once the 1, 2, 3 is done, but you can damn sure bet you there's going to be some aftermath. I think BCC comes out, and it's a big old I think honestly, you get the BCC. It just kind of like what we got a couple weeks ago on Dynamite, where it's like the multi-verse of groups. So it's like you get BCC at the end of the night. You get maybe some members of Chaos. And
the only thing
United
is Okada
Empire
doesn't really have any boys, right? It's not really how he rolls ever. So it's not like he's got a crew of killers behind him. I know Ishii's there and everything, but
Yeah. Well, I think those. Well, what if we connect the dots here? Ishii's with Okada as a 6-man champion, right? So what happens if Ishii comes out and he was just tagging with the Elite, and the Elite are at war with the BCC right now? So could happen.
Give me on the Dynamite to follow Forbidden Door, Okada, Omega versus Mox and Danielson.
Oh, fuck.
Or some combination of that.
Oh my
They've
God.
teamed together before.
Yes.
If you get Okada and Omega North America, one of those is Danielson and Mox. Oh my God.
That'd be amazing.
That's insane, dude.
That'd be cool.
Continue
Okay.
our predictions.
Well, that's right. Yes. I think did everybody get
Okada?
Okada? Yeah.
Okada.
Look at him. He's on my body.
But
But
That up.
this is just my other random throw out. If you are going to have any shenanigans at the end of the night and want to leave it as like a who would have won, I could see this where finally Bullet Club does show up, jumps them both, so it's a no contest where they don't even have a DQ. It's a no contest because they both just get beat up from it, and that's how you end the night is with Bullet Club ruining everything because they're not on the card.
So, in other words, you're saying at that Dynamite, we're going to get Okada and Danielson versus Jay White and Juice Robinson.
I'm not even saying Bullet Club Gold. I'm saying Bullet Club.
Oh, okay. David Finlay. Now what a statement that would
you
be.
got
can we
none
not?
Of them, none of them represented.
See, I was so on board, and then you were like, yeah, David Finlay. And I was like, oh, no.
Whenever I brought up David Finlay tonight, it's been as a joke.
I am not with the David Finlay thing. I get what they're doing with it, and they are making them a heel faction straightforward.
Yeah.
No more.
But think about it this way. I mean, it's not as exciting on paper, but like it would be like, what better message than to send than, and if you're going to relaunch Bullet Club and make it like huge again,
true,
which I don't think it'll work really, but if they do, man, oh man, what a moment to do it at Forbidden Door.
Like Jay White's got to be involved somewhere, somehow, right?
Well, that's true.
You would think.
You would think. Yeah, come on, he's got to. It's ridiculous.
Come on, Sally.
So, Colin, who I don't think we got your pick on this matchup.
No, you didn't.
Who do
you
think?
didn't, because I don't really know. I don't really care. But I'll break with. I'll go with you guys, and I'll go with the Rainmaker.
Let it rain, baby.
Just because New Japan. Just because New Japan.
It's never wrong to root for the home team, I guess.
No.
And it's never wrong to root for Okada. You're going to be right most of the time.
It's pretty safe bet.
So we're talking as we're wrapping up here. Like, let's kind of talk. You guys have already kind of alluded. Like, are we going to get like a big surprise on this show? A big surprise at the end of the night, and if so, what it is? It does. It makes perfect sense if Bullet Club does get involved, because it's like, how dare you have a show between New Japan and AEW and like not have us on this show?
Which, I mean, Collision is still going to happen. So
yeah, we still like tonight may like give us some more answers. Like
this could all be mute.
That's true.
And Rampage was phenomenal.
Rampage was a good show, though. Say what you will, but
I never saw it.
You missed. It was a pretty good show.
God,
I cable.
Yeah, but I think ultimately though, I don't think there's going to be like last year we got like the Claudio debut, and that was huge, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're going to get anything like somebody showing up.
Oh, don't forget, you say the Claudio debut, but for some of us, it was Shibata's music hitting.
Thank you.
So.
Hey, if you go back and watch a replay of Learning the Ropes we did on Thursday night, we show footage from our Forbidden Door vlog from last year where we were at, which is available now here on Cold TV.
Cheap plug.
Just saying, if you watch that vlog, you can ask Mr.Broll. I marked the fuck out when Shibata came out. I was going.
I am proud to say, because I was such a new fan at that point, I had no clue what was going on.
But you knew it was good. You knew. I
know
good.
now though, and I understand why everybody was so excited.
God, I almost cried when Shibata came out at Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah, but let me ask you this: do we get any surprise debuts?
Debuts?
Yeah.
The butts.
I gave you my big one. I think Kyle O'Reilly returns. Bobby Fish returns. Maybe. Is it a long shot? Yeah, it could be. But
I got an even longer shot for you because we keep talking about this. We go back to it. We're gonna get it at some point. I truly believe. But God, I would love if we got a Bushi. I don't think it's gonna happen. But
we're gonna see a Bushi like a week after Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think it's.
I predict that.
I
just don't think Ibushi on this show specifically because of the falling out with New Japan.
Yeah.
So, why sour the waters when you have a joint venture like that?
Especially when I feel like Ibushi's going to be signed exclusively to AEW, I think.
Well, I think, let's talk about the elephant in the room, though, as we alluded to earlier. We'll find out the mystery opponent or mystery partner tonight.
tonight.
I really hope we get Naito, though. I really
Yes.
do.
Yes.
He's
And-
just.
What was that, David Finley?
He's the biggest. To my mind, he's the biggest absence from last year's Forbidden Door, and if he's absent two years in a row, like that is depriving a lot of fans in North America who might not have the opportunity to follow New Japan. That's depriving them of a look at one of the supreme talents in pro wrestling.
I know we're looking
Supreme
ahead
talent.
here with this. I'm saying this statement, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I feel like this is the comeback for Naito. Comes out, has this awesome moment. Fucking Naito wins the G1. I'm calling it now. I need Naito to win the G1, damn it.
You don't know how much that would please me, as unlikely as it is. Like, I have just been waiting for years for that man to catch his third.
I think
win,
you're
fourth
right.
win.
It's highly unlikely, but damn it, I want it. I want to manifest it.
I think they just moved from Naito. Like they gave him the double gold. He had his moment in the sun. They're moving.
But
on.
he never had it. He never had it. That he got robbed of the double gold glory because of COVID, right? He was supposed to go all around the country and all this stuff. And Ibushi totally. We're going on a different subject here, but Ibushi totally dropped the ball. He totally dropped the ball with the two belts. He doesn't connect with the audience as much as Naito. Naito, you can tell I'm like, I have opinions.
You're passionate.
I am passionate, and I fucking think Naito got a moment. That wasn't it, but he got a moment prior to that. He had his time in the sun. But fucking like Okada, get off the goddamn stage. Maybe Tanahashi doesn't get another main event, for God's sakes. Like, Naito deserves another run. I know every wrestling fan says that about every wrestler they like, but you know what? Naito
Deserves it.
Tetsuya Naito deserves to be on the fucking Forbidden Door card more than Satoshi Kojima. Like, what are we doing here?
Yes,
Fuck and
agree.
yes. I love Kojima.
Oh my
Give
goodness.
this man a kiss. Wait.
You know what? You know what? Here's what I'm even going to say. I'm even going to say this because now I'm mad. Put Master Wato in with CM Punk, okay? And give the kid a shine. Like, why is Kojima there? I don't know. I know what a lariat looks like. He's been doing it for 40 years. I know.
Because Kojima lariat. It's going to happen. Yeah.
I know.
I feel like I'm
Pepsi Phil is why that's happening.
Yeah.
If
Anyway.
Gato is
Pepsi Phil's
watching
wonderful.
this right now, you can make me not upset if you just give Naito something. Just get him up there.
I
That
feel
Watto
like
comment just got an unfollow.
I feel
That's
like
fair. That's fair, honestly.
I feel like I am in the car. I can't remember if it was on the way to Forbidden Door or on the way to All Out. But XLJ literally went on from about Indianapolis
to Illinois to explaining the story of Tetsuya Naito. In my opinion, and Colin, I think you'll agree with me, in all of professional wrestling, Naito has the best story arc in the past 20 years of any wrestler.
It's probably true. I haven't thought about it as like, the past 20 years, but it's easily one of the greatest story arcs in pro wrestling period, I think, of all time, because it isn't completely contrived. It's based in reality. You can't write that. You can't script that. You can't block that. You can't do it. Certain things happened. Certain events were moved into motion, crowd reactions, booking decisions, real things happened, and then something beautiful came out of it. And that's not something that can be replicated. It's so incredible. I feel so strongly that more American wrestling fans should be exposed to both his work, physical work, and to his story and to his character, because despite being a Japanese man who has a lot of Mexican wrestling traits about him, neither of which, us in North America necessarily jive with, despite all that, he connects with other humans like very few people in pro wrestling, like very, very, very few people can, because we can all relate to not being good enough, to being second best, to moving too fast and falling down and having to get up again and saying, screw expectations, screw the spot you put me in, I'll make my own. We can all relate to that. It's beautiful. He's beautiful. It's wrestling. Enough with the friggin' old man shit. Like get Naito in there.
Yeah.
Gosh,
True words could not
darn
be
it.
said. And if that doesn't make you
I love
want
wrestling.
to go, yes, I love wrestling.
Yes.
That doesn't make you want to check out Naito if you don't know who he is.
You need to make this into a clip and zoom in on you and
There
The
you go.
dramatic music.
yes.
Yes.
That was some stuff right there.
Let me tell you about
We need violence.
Tetsuya Naito.
Who is Tetsuya Naito?
Who is Tetsuya Naito?
I've done that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you
and
did do that. Never mind.
Yeah, I
he's
did,
done that
and-
already. And it
Who
was
is David
beautiful.
Finlay?
It
Wasn't it a
didn't.
multi-parter?
It didn't. I think it might have been. It didn't get 1 million views, so I was very mad. I was very
Which
very
it
mad.
should.
When I make videos about people I'm passionate about, I'm like, this better get 1 million views. I don't care.
I feel
You better
that way
watch
with
it.
everyone.
I feel like a jerk for not remembering that. I share your stuff all the time.
I should do another one. TikTok is such a not that I only create on TikTok, but it's such a fast moving platform. Like I just did 2 big 3-minute, because that's as long as you can do on TikTok, videos about. I just did Minoru Suzuki. I've been waiting for an excuse to do him for a long time.
Me too.
Right before him, who did I just do? Who did I just do? Not ZSJ.
You did Tanahashi.
That was a while ago though. I just did someone else too, but a big 3-minute one. And my point is, I had done those crash course videos on them before, like a year or 8 months ago or whatever, but they were a minute long, and I didn't have as many followers or whatever. And so it's always worth doing it again. So I'm waiting for that excuse to do another Naito video. I'm waiting.
Well, I would say, if it gets announced he's the partner at Collision, I think you got that excuse.
I'll be writing the script on the way home. It was
after you get off here.
Will Ospreay, by the way, the guy.
That's the recent one.
Yeah, I just did a 3-minute on Will Ospreay, who, despite what he says about Canada, I'm also passionate about.
Who is Yano?
I will say this. I think that gives you a perfect excuse to do Naito. Another one on him. He deserves it. We all love him,
I agree.
as we've said here. But please, Colin, don't sleep on the Tanahashi hairstyle one. That has to be done at some point. I need that in my life.
If we took anything from this prediction show, how about this? If we actually do get Naito, you'll do that video.
Okay, deal.
Yes.
And if you do
my
that video,
God.
I'll do a
You
video
heard it
about
here
Nakajima's
first.
hair.
You heard it here first.
Here's another option. If it's not Naito, you still do that video.
Regardless, you do the video, sir.
Oh, it sounds like fun. I think I probably will. Sometimes you get caught up in doing videos or creating content that you think is needed. I feel that way a lot. Oh, people need to know about this. I need to educate
We need
people.
this, Colin.
I was gonna say, this is needed.
And you get into these funks where you don't create things where you're getting excited while you're typing the script and you're getting excited while you're looking for footage, right? And so sometimes you really need to make those videos.
Absolutely. Well,
For sure.
this has been an incredible prediction show for AEW New Japan Forbidden Door.
Supersized.
Supersized
if
indeed.
you
But
will.
as you can imagine, well, in closing, I want to go around to each of you. I'm going to start with you, Colin.
Okay.
Tell us where we can find you. Tell us.
Yeah, my name is Wrestling Colin on most platforms. Here's the TikTok. It's very blurry. You can just search Wrestling Colin. I try to create relatively serious, high production quality, informative videos. That's the value I try to bring to my audience. It's information. It's not opinion. A lot of people do opinion better than I do. I like to just give you information. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram Reels. You can also find me on YouTube, where I create longer form content. I recently did a 26-minute documentary. You can go ahead and check that out. And I have some other documentaries as well when I have time. So yeah, give me a follow.
MJ, where can we find you?
You can find me on TikTok making goofy, funny wrestling videos or doing toy hunts, all the things. And Miss Hill Ziggler is my handle. You can also find me on Instagram.
There you go. You beautiful man, you Best Scout Machine. Where can we find you?
You can find Best Scout Machine on almost every platform. If you Google Best Scout Machine, you'll find me. I make ridiculous wrestling content for ridiculous people. And also the Gout Foundation podcast with me and Jay Knows Wrestling. We're on the Putting You Over Twitch channel now. And you can just search Gout Foundation. You'll be able to find us. Here's my Twitter.
Are you still on Hive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And Pornhub. Okay.
And you can also find him here on Cold TV as part of our PW60 crew, as well as Friday Night Movie Night. Just throwing that out.
Oh, thank you. Don't forget about that, Mark.
Yes, yes.
I'm
CDC,
everywhere.
CDC, where can we find you? You beautiful,
You can
beautiful,
find
beautiful
me,
man.
the CDC, on TikTok. You can try and find me other places, but I'll probably ignore you.
There you go. And you can also find him here on Cold TV too, as part of the Pro Wrestling 60 family. Just saying.
I just followed every single one of you, by the way, while you were talking. So I just went and followed every one of you. There you go. So you watching at home should do the same thing.
I'm going to follow you again now just because of that.
Unfollow, follow.
That's right. Well, folks, we thank you so much for watching our AEW New Japan Forbidden Door prediction show. I'm XLJ, the OG, with my partner, Mr. P-Roll. Is that Toru Yano?
Yes,
I love that man so
As
much.
always, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And happy Forbidden Door weekend, everybody. Everybody enjoy what's going to be an amazing show. Let's go.
America, Canada.